Last time you saw that after Chihiro's confrontation with Sojo, he was in a critical condition in the hospital where members of the Kamunabi elite force, Mr. Azami, Mr. Shiba, and Chihiro together planned to defeat Sojo and rescue Char. Now, moving forward. The Kamunabi elite group, led by Ikuto Hagiwara, the commander of the anti-Cloud Gouger Special Forces, is currently discussing their plan to bring down Sojo. They're revealing this plan to Chihiro, who is in the hospital. Hagiwara had hired someone to find Sojo's secret hideout, and upon discovering its location, the group intends to take action accordingly. 49 hours after Chihiro woke up, Shiba noticed Chihiro's strong determination despite his poor health, leading him to reminisce about a pleasant memory involving Azami and Chihiro from when they were 18, which sparked some thoughts. Chihiro then received a call from an unknown person, likely from the Kamunabi, inviting him to join their cause. The chapter's perspective shifted to Genichi Sojo. While relaxing in his bath, he contemplated Chihiro's words. He found it unbelievable that Kunishige Rokuhira had a son, especially since there were no records of it. Additionally, he was unaware of the existence of the seventh enchanted blade. Suddenly, 3 men entered the bath area, returning a product that Sojo had previously sold to them. Despite using it to easily eliminate their target, it resulted in the death of their best member. Following a tense exchange of words, one of the men attempted to attack Sojo. However, he effortlessly defeated all 3, resulting in a gory scene. After completing his bath and drying his hair, Sojo realized the need to comprehend the Cloud Gouger blade better. He requested the blade from his subordinates and headed outside, fully aware that the Kamunabi group would be waiting for him. Observing Sojo was Ikuto Hagiwara, the leader of the anti-Cloud Gouger Special Forces, who prepared to confront him alongside other Kamunabi members. Afterward, the chapter shifted its focus to a different hideout where Char was being kept captive. 2 guards suddenly spotted a black goldfish-like creature floating nearby. Subsequently, a shadowy figure launched an attack, resulting in the deaths of 2 out of 3 guards. Surprisingly, the assailant turned out to be Chihiro Rokuhira, Chihiro looking down at the remaining guard, who was left in a state of shock. Genichi Sojo carefully observing his opponents. Despite facing 5 elite Kamunabi members, Sojo desires to confront Azami and Shiba because he considers them the strongest. He notices the female Kamunabi member with a ponytail showcasing Gansui's ability to create a battlefield platform. During that moment, the chapter included a brief flashback featuring Chihiro, where he briefed the elite squad about the strengths and weaknesses of the Cloud Gouger blade. Chihiro shared his knowledge about the sword, explaining its 3 abilities: ice, which balances offense and defense; water, used for disorientation and concealment; and the highly lethal lightning attack known as Mei. Although one member found this information basic, Chihiro emphasized the danger of the lightning's lethality. Later, when a Kamunabi member invited Azami to join, he discussed a more comprehensive plan. The higher-ups speculated that simply eliminating Sojo wouldn't resolve the issue at hand. They also had to consider the upcoming auction and Hishaku's involvement in the entire situation. Hence, instead of a direct confrontation against Sojo, they believed deploying a strategic team would be a more effective approach. Returning to the battlefield, the elite members execute their plans as intended against Genichi Sojo. The mafia boss acknowledges his opponent's strategy of creating an aerial battleground to avoid causing damage to the city. During this time, the Kamunabi members display a series of precisely calculated attacks on Sojo. The chapter then features another flashback where Chihiro offers advice to the elite squad on their strategy for the fight. He recommends focusing on overwhelming Sojo with a multitude of attacks and preventing him from executing a potentially lethal charge maneuver with Cloud Gouger. Charging the weapon significantly amplifies its power, posing a serious threat to them. Later, the chapter transitions back to the battlefield, where Sojo combines his lightning ability with water to launch a powerful attack against his adversaries. However, this outcome aligns with the plan devised by Kamunabi and Chihiro. Their intention was to allow Sojo to unleash a fully charged lightning strike known as Mei, which required a 10-second charge for a second use. After enduring the mafia boss's combined assault, the Kamunabi members counter with their own abilities. Sojo attempts a second lightning attack, but it proves unsuccessful. Following the instructions from the injured guard, Chihiro sets out to locate and rescue Char. His information indicates that the young girl was being held captive in a research laboratory, guarded by several sorcerers. Aware that the enchanted blade's strength heightens with its wielder's abilities, Chihiro navigates the situation cautiously. Then Chihiro removes his bandages on one side, and Sojo appearing defeated on the other side. Chihiro is sharing his late father Kunishige's teachings with the members of Kamunabi. Kunishige believed that the enchanted blade's material, Datenseki, held an inexplicable power beyond theoretical. This power was said to shape the blade based on the wielder's will, intelligence, and understanding of the weapon. Meanwhile, in a different hideout, Shiba arrives and is currently in preparation to confront several sorcerers. Through a flashback, it's revealed how he and Chihiro gained crucial information from a defeated guard about Char's whereabouts. When inquired about the connection between Sojo, Hisaku, and Shinichi, the guard informed Shiba and Chihiro about a small shed leading to an underground warehouse. Surprisingly, this place was heavily guarded by formidable sorcerers. Feeling wary of suspicious activities, Shiba decides to investigate and instructs Chihiro to focus solely on rescuing Char. Once more, he emphasizes to Chihiro the importance of avoiding unnecessary confrontation and not pushing himself too hard. If there are no ways for Chihiro to enter without getting involved in a fight, Shiba advises him to keep an eye on the enemies and wait for Shiba's arrival. Chihiro follows Shiba's advice diligently, but, unexpectedly, he is ambushed by a sorcerer from behind. Meanwhile, Shiba senses Chihiro's peril. At the same time, two imposing sorcerers emerge, prompting Shiba to postpone his mission and prioritize returning to assist Chihiro later on. Char becomes aware of Chihiro's arrival due to the disturbance outside. On the battlefield, Chihiro draws his blade, preparing to confront three sorcerers guarding the path to the lab. One of them, with a keen sense of smell for blood, informs the others about Chihiro's altercation with the guards outside. In the ensuing confrontation, Chihiro attempts to use his sword, Kuro, against his opponent despite being injured. But his injuries hinder his ability to wield the blade effectively. The enemy sorcerers taunt him and call for reinforcements, seeing an opportunity not just to defeat Chihiro, but also to steal his enchanted blade. Filled with self-doubt, Chihiro questions his ability to defeat them, even if he were not injured. Suddenly, he recalls a touching memory with his father, Kunishige Rokuhira. In this heartfelt moment, Chihiro asks his father if he could ever become like him. Kunishige advises Chihiro, acknowledging their similarities in seriousness, but warning him not to lose his own identity while aspiring to emulate him. Kunishige then lightens the mood by making funny faces, almost coaxing a chuckle from his son. In the present, at the lab's location, researchers come to take Char for experiments. They discuss Chihiro's departure, mentioning how he left the little girl with lifeless eyes. However, Chihiro didn't actually leave. Instead, he concealed himself and pushed beyond his limits to summon multiple black goldfish simultaneously. Apologizing to Char from the shadows, Chihiro assures her that it will be over soon. He begins chanting Kuro, shred, an advanced form of his black technique. Chihiro's eyes reflect a cold determination despite being filled with resolve. And with this, Chapter 14 comes to an end. Subscribe for more videos, and if you liked the video, please hit the like button. New chapter will come next week, so stay tuned.